This is like the hardest video I've ever had to make. Hi there, my name is Mark Ludford, I'm 18 years old and I make videos on the internet and have done for a good 7 years now, since I was like 11. And in that time, I've made quite a lot of videos like talking about my life. And there is one kind of segment of my life that I've missed out deliberately because I just kind of wasn't ready to talk about it until now. And you probably already guessed what that thing is from the title of this video, so I'm just gonna say it. I am gay. I am a gay person. And it feels weird that I'm actually coming out now, because I have been out actually IRL for quite a few years. I sort of like realised that I was gay when I was about 11 or something, and I kind of thought to myself, oh my god, you're not actually that kid, are you? So I thought, no, I'm not. I'm just not going to think about that for a long time. And I didn't think about it till I was about 13, and I kind of said to myself, okay, well at the very least, I am bisexual. So I'll still deal with that later, but now I've kind of come to terms with that. Fast forward to May 2010 and I'm sat in McDonald's with a few friends after school, and we are all sharing secrets for some bizarre reason that I don't remember, but I do remember what my secret was, and I just told them that I'm bi, because at the time I thought, well, if they don't accept that I'm gay, they might accept that I'm bi. And they were all very supportive. They were all like hugging me and, you know, saying how proud of me they were and how brave it was, and I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe I just told someone else in the world that I'm slightly gay. And then the following year I came out to my mum, which was really weird. We were sat in my sister's flat, she was talking about her friend who was gay, and we were all kind of like, oh yeah, it's very nice that that's a thing that's accepted now. My sister jokingly said to me, oh yeah, so when are you going to come out? And I was like, ha 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 ha, you're hilarious, like inside, like dying. And then in like the car ride home, my mum was like, you know, I love you no matter what. And I was like, why are you telling me this? And she was like, I'm just letting you know. And then I started crying a little bit. She said, I know what you're going to say anyway. And I was like, what? And she was like, that you're gay. And I was like... And at this point I wanted to correct her and tell her that I was bisexual, but then I kind of realised to myself, well, if she is completely okay with the fact that I'm gay, then I don't really see the need to hide behind saying that I'm bi. So I just told her that I was gay. And she was fine with it. She gave me a hug, and then we bonded over men and chicken, which was a good evening. And then when I went back to school, I told my friends that I'm actually gay, not bi, and they were all like, oh, that's fine, don't worry about it. Kind of hug me again for coming out twice. Looking back on the whole experience, I kind of wish that I didn't use bisexuality as sort of a shield. It just kind of reinforces the idea that bisexuality is a phase, which it isn't. So the next two people that I told were my sister and my nana. We were on holiday and I decided to get very drunk to tell them because I didn't know how they were going to take it. I didn't think my sister would care much, but my nana's of a different generation and I'm very close to her, so I was very worried about like her just kind of dropping me after that. So I got drunk, got very drunk, so drunk that I walked into a glass door that evening. I told them that I had something to tell them, and they were all like, what? And I was like, I'm gay. And then my nana was just like, she was just proud of me and just very happy that I had told her, which I wasn't expecting at all. I was really expecting her to drop me after that, and I was just kind of like, wow, I was kind of taken aback by it. My sister said, I know, but why are you coming out now when you're like 15? Don't you have to wait a little bit longer to figure this stuff out? And I was like, I know, I know. But it was fine, worked out fine. And then the last person on this immediate list was my dad. I was actually fully prepared for my dad to just not want to speak to me anymore, because my dad's kind of a little bit old-fashioned. He'll say like queer is an insult and stuff like that. So I was very worried and kind of discouraged about wanting to tell him, because I love my dad, I love him to bits, and I didn't want to lose him. And it got to a point where I was just worrying about this for ages and ages and ages, and it got to like February 2012 and I decided on a Friday night, I'm going to tell my dad tomorrow because I see my dad on the weekends. And I rang up my sister in tears and said to her, look, I'm coming out to dad tomorrow. And even my sister was kind of worried about it, that I wouldn't be accepted by him. And I was genuinely really nervous about it, and I was just not prepared for it, I don't think, at the time. So I went to my dad's the following day and got to the evening, you know, completely like a normal weekend. I go to bed, he comes upstairs like to say goodnight and whatnot, and then like as he's walking out of my room, he sort of like closes the door and turns to me and goes, I heard you've got something to tell me. And immediately I thought, I hate my sister. And he went, well, she's told me that you have something to tell me, she hasn't told me what you're going to say. And I went, right, okay. And he went, but I know what you're going to say anyway. And I went, okay, right. And he went, that you're gay. And I went, yeah. And he went, yeah, I know. I've known for years. And I was like, okay. And then he said, it's okay. It's not an issue. There never would be an issue with it. You're my son. I love you regardless. And then he came over and hugged me and I started crying. Fuck. And it was overwhelming because I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting him fully to just say, right, piss off then. You're no son of mine and everything like that, which, looking back, seems kind of silly. And that brings us to now. Me telling you and everyone else who watches me that I'm gay. When I was like figuring myself out, one of the first things that I did was go onto YouTube and look up people's coming out videos, because if these people got through it, then Jesus, so can I. If you are gay, this is what I want to say to you. If you're planning on coming out, I would say 2 things. Do it when you are ready to do it. And 2, it's a cliche, but it does get better. It actually gets better. I didn't believe it. When people used to say that to me, I was like, no, it doesn't. It gets better for you, not for me. That's not how that works. But there's a good chance you'll be fine. That's all I really have to say, and I don't know how to end this video. But I do want to say thank you for everyone who's given me support over the years, because I genuinely don't know how I'd have coped without you. And if you're going through a similar thing to what I have in the past, good luck. Thanks for watching.